Hello everybody, my name is Sylvia Walukiewicz. For several years I have been working as a life and personality coach, as a psychologist and as a sensitive and mediumistic consultant. I also give workshops and seminars on various topics of spiritual development. A crucial topic with which many people come to me is that many are dissatisfied, feel often alone and don't feel inwardly fulfilled, although they have a stable relationship. Others tell me that they wish to have a relationship because being alone they feel unhappy, but for a long time they haven't met anyone suitable. Why is that? What is the reason that so many people are dissatisfied and unhappy, independently of being in a relationship or not? Why do so many people believe that they should feel happy and satisfied because of their outer circumstances? A crucial reason is one of the probably most ancient and most anchored beliefs in human history, namely, that our emotional needs can be fulfilled by the outer world. When we are born, we learn right away that our parents and other family members console us, embrace us, and by doing so, our emotional needs are fulfilled. As a child, it is vitally important and it makes sense to have this experience. However, the problem with this is that we keep this belief, be it consciously or unconsciously, and project it when we are an adult onto our outer world. This projection can show itself especially in the relationship. Consciously or unconsciously, we expect from our partner that they fulfill our needs, and we are offended, sad or angry when it's not the case. Because according to our belief system, our partner should take care of us, console us and give us what we need. This is one of the main reasons why we are in a relationship. The problem with this is that this attitude of expectation not only leads our partner to have the impression to be somehow forced to do it instead of doing it voluntarily, which can even lead to resistance. But also it leads us to focus our attention, especially on the outer world, instead of focusing it on our inner world. In other words, we behave in exactly the same way as when we were a child. This constellation creates frustration and more distance to ourselves and usually also to our partner. What's more, in this case, our inner emotional state is dependent on how our partner behaves in a certain moment. This belief can be also observed in other areas of life, such as job, finances, and generally in our consumer behavior. Many believe that they would be inwardly fulfilled if they had a certain job. Others believe that they would be more satisfied and fulfilled if they had more money, and for this reason they keep on doing extra hours and have less time with their loved ones and for themselves. A major part of the society believes that certain products could create inner fulfillment, and for this reason they regularly buy things they don't really need. In the first moment, when we buy something, we feel for a short period of time a kind of inner fulfillment. However, there is no continuity. After a short time, we crave to reach this state again and buy something in order to reach it. The advertising industry strongly supports us in sustaining this illusion. All of us long for the state of inner fulfillment, for the state in which all of our needs are fulfilled and we are perfectly happy. So why do we give so much power to our outer world over our inner emotional state, such as our partner, our boss, and the advertising industry? So why do we allow ourselves to stay in a certain way dependent on the outer world? How would it be if we could create this amazing inner state by ourselves? And based on that, how would that be if we could decide then how we interact with our partner, what it is that we really need to buy, and how much work feels good to us? In the moment when we have created this amazing state, we perceive the interactions with others as more fulfilling. But our emotional well-being does not depend on that. What's more, we are able to decide which job we really like and which job makes us feel good, independently of the expectations of others or if we receive acknowledgement or not. All this can be created by behaving in a more conscious way with ourselves, by questioning our real motivation behind our actions, and by taking care of our needs. In the following, I'll explain how you can create the state of inner fulfillment by yourself. In principle, it isn't complicated. However, it requires a lot of exercise and observation of yourself. I wish you a lot of pleasure in behaving mindfully with yourself.
Hello everyone! In this short video, I would like to give you some ideas how you can reach inner fulfillment through mindful behavior with yourself. As previously mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation, one of the most frequent and most common beliefs in society is that our inner well-being and our inner fulfillment is dependent on the outer world. So that we are dependent on other people, on how much money we have, on with whom we live with, where do we live, in an apartment or in a house. So in other words, that our inner well-being and inner fulfillment is dependent on our outer circumstances, which creates a lot of pain, a lot of emotional pain, a lot of suffering. And it creates also that we are influenceable and other people can manipulate us. So I have discovered through my own development process and through the work with my clients some steps how we can change this behavior and so create more inner fulfillment just by ourselves without being dependent on the outer world. So the first step is to observe yourself and to identify where do you still have the belief that your inner fulfillment is dependent on the outer world. For example, if you have the impression that you need to work more, but usually you would like to stay home and to spend some time with your family, but you just work more to, for example, please your boss, or for example, you have the impression that when you have a relationship you will be lucky, and if you don't, you are alone and sad. So also there you can observe that you have to believe that your inner well-being is dependent on the outer world, and try to find out where this belief is in all of your areas. For example, if you're home alone and you think like, oh my god, my friends are not calling me, I'm so poor, and if my friends called me, I would be happy. So also there you could find this belief. Of course, sometimes you can be happy because somebody's calling you, but it shouldn't be that you're dependent on that. So the first step is to find out, to observe yourself and to find out where you still have this belief. The second step is to question your behavior. So if you, for example, are doing a lot of extra hours and you're working a lot even though you're tired, or if you're going out like a lot with your friends even though sometimes you would prefer to stay home, but you do it anyway, question that. What do you think is the reason you're doing that? Maybe if you're working a lot, one of the reasons could be that you expect or you wish that your boss appreciates you, acknowledges you. So there also you have the impression that your fulfillment, so the acknowledgement and the appreciation, is dependent on your boss. And then if you observe, if you go a bit deeper into that topic, you can maybe find out that as a child, you weren't appreciated enough by your parents. So there you have a type of lack of appreciation, which you want to fill with the appreciation of your boss. Or the same thing with the relationship. If, for example, you have the impression if your partner is here, you can be happy. If your partner listens to you, then you're happy. But if he or she doesn't do that, you don't. So there you also are somehow dependent, because you have the impression, if he listens to me, then I'm fulfilled. If he doesn't, I'm not fulfilled. Yeah, so and then ask yourself, why do you think that? And really go deeper. And then ask yourself, what do you really need? So if you have found out that you have this belief in the job area and in the relationship area, and you have questioned your behavior and found out that maybe it's about being listened to and being appreciated too. Yeah, so then you can ask yourself, okay, I really need the appreciation, I need to be listened to, and I maybe also need the love. So then, why don't you give it to yourself? Why do you always stay waiting and in such an attitude of expectation, instead of just saying, okay, he or she, so my partner, has no time at the moment, or maybe they don't see it, that I'm sad, so why can't I take care of myself? And one of my answers is, because as a child we have never learned that. And so now it's really difficult to understand and to realize, especially in an emotional moment, that we can take care of ourselves. Yeah, so this is the last step. I really recommend you to understand what you need and to give it to yourself, to go into the emotion of, for example, really listening to yourself. Because many people have the impression that, yeah, other people need to listen to us, but somehow we are not really listening to ourselves. Maybe we think like, I'm angry, I'm sad, and I don't feel well. So, but there, we didn't really listen to us. And if we really listen to us, okay, why am I sad? Why am I angry? What's the cause? And what can I do about it? Then we really start to take care of ourselves and are less dependent on the outer world. Of course, it's always beautiful if the best friend or the partner or parents or brothers and sisters are there for us, of course. But in my opinion, to be dependent on that and to make our inner fulfillment dependent on the outer world is not so recommendable. It creates a lot of suffering, a lot of sadness, and of course dependence, and we are more influenceable by others. And another common belief many people have is that, for example, if you have more money or if we have, let's say, a nice car, we are more fulfilled. So if it was like that, so why the depression rate in the Western countries, in the Western culture, is very high. We have almost everything here. We have, and most people have a job, we have enough food, we have enough to drink, we have usually some friends or some people around us. So why aren't we happy? Why aren't we fulfilled if we have everything? Yeah, so also there you can observe that something must be wrong with this belief. Yeah, so once again, really try to do these steps to observe your behavior, to identify where you still have the belief, to question your behavior, and to ask yourself, what do you really need? And then to take care of yourselves, because you have everything inside. Energetically, we have the love inside, because we can give the love to somebody else, so why can't we give it to ourselves? And we can listen to somebody else and ask him or her how she's doing and to show some empathy. Why can't we do that with ourselves? Yeah, and one answer is because we have never learned that. And also some people say that it's egoistic, but basically it isn't. It's just self-love and self-appreciation and taking care of oneself and being responsible for one's own emotions, which in my opinion is very important and very crucial, not only for ourselves but also for the society. So I wish you a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure with these steps and with becoming much more free and independent, and especially much more fulfilled with yourselves. And please, if you have any questions, you can call me, you can send me WhatsApp or an email. I would be happy to support you in your process. So I thank you for watching this video and see you soon.